I know who I am and I know what I'm not. And I know what's gonna feed my soul and I know what's gonna be harmful to my soul.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up.
You're sitting down with one of the illest MCs out of the Bay Area, Will Believe.
Thank you, fam.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Man, it's an honor to be here with you, bro. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of
For
course,
real, man.
I know a few years ago we ran into each other like at a farmer's market in Marin, and you were already rapping, you were already spitting. I know that you were already doing some type of shows, but that was about 5 years ago, man. And you evolved and grown so much from then. And like I said before we even started this interview, that I saw some of your videos and I'm like, man, he's putting out really quality work. Talk to me a little bit about that transition, and how did you get into putting these videos out and just getting your work out there?
Started doing music, man, as like a freshman in high school. Didn't take it seriously until about senior year. Clicked up with some homies in high school, and then once we graduated, it kind of fizzled out. Kept the music going. Met some other homies who were producing and rapping, and made a project. I was like, we need some videos for this, you know? So at the time I was working at Whole Foods, and I had a coworker working there as well, and he was doing the videography. And so just linked up, you know what I mean? And shot 2 videos on my first project.
Which were, the songs were called S&P, which stands for Survive and Provide. And then another song we did, the first video was actually called Looking for the Light. And so both of those songs were found on my first project called Belief System. I put that out in 2015. Wow. What was the inspiration behind that project, Belief System?
During the time, man, and even now, but during that time, I was really figuring out myself, you know what I mean? And just, I was like, I like doing music, I like creating art, I like rap. It gives me like a peace of mind, you know what I mean? And I wanted to have my first introductory project to the world be about something I felt was real and really needed, and something that was me and not some radio thing or, you know, what was mainstream surface kind of, you know what I mean, music. Not that that's a bad thing, but I just wanted to stay true to what it is I knew. And I just collected what it is I felt and seeing on the daily, what it is I felt was right, what it is I thought was wrong, what it is I thought would make me happy, and just kind of put it all together. What it is, like my faith that kept me going, like tied it all into one thing, one concept, and call it Belief System.
And I want to hear more about that, because you touched on it just now. You said that obviously on the radio, you hear what's going on, you hear the music that they're putting out, and obviously it's very mainstream, it has a different message. How do you stay true to you? How do you stay true to the message you want to get across?
Man, honestly, just having core values, bro. You know, having the values of saying, man, like, I know who I am and I know what I'm not. And I know what's going to feed my soul, and I know what's going to be harmful to my soul. And so just knowing that above all, I need to maintain a sense of clarity is definitely what I want to lean towards 10 times out of 1,000, 10 times out of 10, you know what I mean? You know, so just...
Those are wise words, man.
Yeah, bro, just trying to just... But don't get it twisted, man. This is like, I'm not perfect. I slip. I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I like listening to some turn up stuff. Like, you know, when you go out kicking it, hey, you know what I mean? But the bottom line, like, it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one thing that your lyrics always showcase, the vulnerability of the ups and downs.
Right.
And that's something that is desired from every artist. But again, a lot of artists never show that vulnerability for whatever reason that may be. But I was listening to your song, Tussle, and I'm like, man, this is the perfect motivation. Like, what inspired this song? And what, can you talk a little bit about the meaning of Tussle?
Man, so Tussle, just to rewind a little bit, I was going to college in Marin. This is like January, honestly, I don't remember like what point in time this was, but it was like the beginning of like one of the semesters, either spring or fall semester.
Yeah.
And I met this kid who actually, he produced Tussle. True Leaf Art is his stage name.
Okay.
But he produced Tussle, and one day I was at the Salvation Army just digging through some records, and him and his homie were there, and then like they approached me and was like, yo, do you do anything with music? Because it just, the way I was handling the records, I guess, he just felt like I had an appreciation for music. And I was like, yeah, like, he's like, oh, well, this dude right here makes beats. Fast forward, I go to his house like a few weeks later, chopping it, kicking it. you know, he shoots me a beat, and that's what came about that. You know?
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. Like a full-time job, trying to beat the odds. Either way you gotta get it, better go hard. Quick drive with the flow like a point guard.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're really good at making those connections, especially with other creative individuals.
Right.
How do you vibe out with people like that? Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How do you just choose who you vibe out with?
Right. I feel like what's most important is making sure that ego isn't an issue. You know, making sure like knowing who I am, making sure like that artist knows who they are. They're not fronting. I'm not sensing a front. You know what I mean? I'm not sensing I'm gonna want to do this or that. And if that's you and you're pulling it off, and do your thing. But you know, the wool will always get taken off. You know what I mean? So
that's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah. And I see that you always do a very Bay Area, Cali, love, West Coast, West Side. Yeah. You're really deep on that.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
Man, just being born and raised in the Bay Area, man. Growing up to listening to a lot of Tupac, a lot of Mac Dre, you know what I'm saying? E40, like, you know, that's...
You're very well cultured in the West Coast. Yeah.
Oh, man. That's in my blood, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, check it. Yo, I said, it's looking like another happy song. Another day for me to shine and get my rapping on. What's happening on? I'm a Mac on this microphone. You know the code, play it loud while I set the tone. Hold on, there's only one way to feel it. Chivi said, well, believe me, you better kill it. Gotta keep it authentic. Play the game with no gimmicks. The way I cook it and serve it, you probably think I'm a chemist. Working my wrist in the kitchen, but I ain't about that. Was pushing packs of green crack, trying to make it stack. Now I reminisce on days I ain't getting back. Staring through these Kodaks, back in my mind, I wonder where my old friends at. See people come and go just like I'm passing maps. We run the same race, just on a different map. So you hit rock bottom, you don't know where you're going. Remember to keep floating, keep your mind on track. See, I've been stuck in the mud, ran out of luck. Kept on going when the going even got tough. Pockets bone dry and I ain't never had a duffel stuff. Till I realize when I grind I can double up, level up the game. Watch whips in the chains, too much money in the world for my pockets to contain. When I take a step forward, ain't no telling what I gain. When I take my last breath, none of this is meaner. Dang. It's like I also myself have a lot of growing, learning, maturing to do just within my own craft. You know what I mean? Like I still want to get better. You know what I'm saying? Of course. And I'm hard on myself about it until I do get better. You know? Yeah. And that's everyday progression. You know.
One of your videos, I think it was a Tussle video. As soon as it begins, it says that you're not in competition with anyone. Right. Instead, you are in competition with yourself.
Getting better every day. Yeah.
Like that's such a wonderful philosophy. What do you do to push yourself to just be better every single day in every type of way? Not only music, but just your way of living.
Man, straight up, yeah. I mean, I work. I go to school still. Like I live on my own, so paying rent and bills. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be a real struggle, man. And just it's easy to say I'm gonna give up, or it's easy to say I'm gonna stay comfortable in this position. I'm not knocking anybody who's just getting by day during their thing. Like that's important, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're eating and providing for yourself and your family or whoever. For me though, personally, I feel like it's not about trying to be better than the next artist next to me or the next person, my coworker. It's just about my own competition to say, you know what? I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday. I'm gonna be better than I was a year ago. You know, and people get this confused a lot, like the idea of when you get older, you get weaker, you know, and I want that to be the opposite. When you get older, I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna get better, you know what I'm saying? If that means going to the gym, changing the diet up, do so. If that means reading more, then do so, you know. It's just, I don't wanna get older and become weaker, I wanna get older and become wiser, stronger. So that's what that means, man, just get better every day. If that's going to work or, you know, going to school, you know, just get better. Yeah. You know? Yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of that comes with who you surround yourself with. Definitely. And what you surround yourself with. Who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, what are you putting into, you know, what is in your close proximity of just space that keeps you so, you know, level-headed? I said right now, man, like, I mean, I live by myself, so it's like my parents, I don't live with them. My dad is in Florida. My mom, she lives in the same city as me, but we live 20 minutes away from each other. And it's like, you know, I do got friends, but it's like I barely see them. And as of this last month, it's kind of just been me, man, and, you know, just believing in the fact that, you know, not that I don't need anybody in life, because we do need that human connection. That's very important. But I try to place myself in the shoes of somebody who's in a jail cell right now, or in the shoes of somebody who's in prison. Like I got family certain time, and I'm like, if that was me, and no one I knew, friend-wise, a coworker, family, they weren't around, how would I be? What would keep me strong? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would I keep going? You know? And so I try to instill that in me, even though I'm not locked up, or even though I've never been locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get there to regret all it is, this freedom, essentially. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You're always working, like you said, you have music already, that you have saved up, but you're working on different music.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it.
Man, so, with this, I'm working on a new project, going in a little bit of a different direction than what I usually do, from like the J Dilla boom bap type feel. This is gonna be more geared towards, what's hip to, one could say, you know what I mean? As far as like the beat selection and the flow a little bit.
And I was blessed enough to actually get a first listen to one of the tracks on this upcoming EP. Yeah. And I use it as my daily motivation now on my jogs, on my morning jogs. I'm using that because you really, you can tell the difference. You're more serious. Your lyrics are on point, as they always are, but you could tell that you come with a different hunger. And that's what I really am anticipating for this new EP, man. So right on for sending that. Appreciate it. Haven't shared it, haven't leaked it.
Yeah.
So do you have a release date?
I want to aim for mid-November. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to go for. I definitely want to put something out by the end of this year, so we'll see. Yeah. But don't quote me on that, all right?
But you're always in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always in the studio when I got the money to get in the studio, and if not, it's just on the couch writing to beats. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. But, if anybody wants to reach out to you to do any collaborations or get in the studio with you, or maybe somebody is seeing this and they want to send beats, what's the best way for them to reach you and contact you right now?
Man, Instagram or Facebook. Instagram is will_believe. Email is, hit me up on the IG and we'll take it from there. But hit me up on IG, will_believe. SoundCloud is will believe. Facebook, will believe. Twitter is will the believer. So.
Yeah, and your music is on most streaming platforms.
Yeah. It's on. Thussle right now is on Spotify and every other streaming platform, and most of my music is on either YouTube or SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but everything else from here on out will be on every platform. So yeah.
Dope. What would you say is one of your favorite songs? Ones that you wrote. Obviously, everyone has a special meaning to you because you wrote it and you went through it. But what would you say is that one song? If it's a first-time listener and they're like, "Let me go ahead and give a listen to Will Believe." What's that one song you would point them to?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question, man. Honestly, I guess it would depend how I'm feeling in that moment, but as not trying to sound morbid or sad about this or anything like that, but I would most likely direct somebody to my most personal song, which is Pieces of Me, on my first project called Belief System. That's just more like, if I ever wrote a journal, that would be it right there. You know what I'm saying? But if you want a more good feel, kind of friendly kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying, I would say check out Daylight on the Be Illa project, or check out
very dope video, by the way.
Thank you. Respect. Or even Thussle, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely either Pieces of Me, Daylight, Thussle, all my music.
How can we get you to where you want to be 2 years from now? 2 years from now, you have a goal. How can we get you there? When I say we, I mean collectively, the audience, the people who are listening, right? How can we support the music? What can we do?
Man, that's
sharing with friends.
Right. I mean, yeah. Just what? That's a good question, man. Honestly, just sharing with friends, family, telling somebody about it. Going on Instagram and just following your boy one time. You know what I'm saying? Just as messed up as it is, that's the way the world works now. Everything's on social media, so that's your go-to platform nowadays.
What topics would you say are very close to your heart that you touch on in your music? I know that obviously you mentioned your roots, you mentioned your beliefs, but what topics do you say that are just something that people can expect to hear from your upcoming music?
Soul, man. Just our soul. Just knowing that you have a soul. and that you shouldn't and can't avoid it, and that you shouldn't and can't neglect it, because other people around you either haven't tapped into it or they aren't aware that they have this unlimited potential in them. You know what I'm saying? So tap into that soul, man. Just power. Not about being stronger or better than anybody. Like, there's a difference in power. You know what I'm saying? I mean power within like self-strength, self-love. You know what I'm saying? Self-determination. Like, that's power. You know what I'm saying? Tap into that, and the source of that is God. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna hear about my music. You're gonna hear struggle, life, God, soul. I mean, I'm not a gospel or Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying? Even though like I have been called that before, and I don't mind it. But it's like I really make music for people to appreciate, because I do talk about this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to stay true to me, man. You know, and not try to please this one ear or try to fit in over here. You know what I mean? Just
So we're never gonna see you rapping on a twerk, like, you know, like a twerk song, like making a twerk song and stuff like that. We're not gonna. I mean, if we see that, we know the world's in danger.
It's about twerking. Twerking is twerking, and ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got one talking about twerking.
But yo, I'm like, shut up, man. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a guy, dude. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I like girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Any songs for the ladies?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Not a whole lot. It's gonna be on, you know, I got a few never throw out there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's gonna be on my real gangster tip. You know what I'm saying?
Song.
3, 2,